I wanted to offer some tips on how to make the most of online discussions. Those skills are acquired over time. And I know that everybody's interested in maximizing their grades, so I thought I could make this a little bit, I could expedite this. So an original post is the post that your answer to the response in the discussion prompt. The prompt is the set of questions that you'll answer that you see in the discussion forum. The forum is where your discussions actually occur, where you write your post and then where you write your responses. Response posts are your answers to fellow students' posts or comments on fellow students' posts. And then conventions are the rules of writing, punctuation, spelling, capitalization, those sorts of things. I do grade for those, so you do need to make sure that you are observing those rules. If there are issues, I'll put that in the feedback and I'll give you examples of what the problems might be. It's always good if you have a question about the proofreading, you can ask somebody to proofread it for you, or you can at least go back and look and see if you've made any typos or anything like that. So what is expected in an original post? You need to answer the questions or follow the directions in the prompt carefully. Make sure that you read them carefully because they're standard expectations, but then sometimes the prompts will be different. So you need to make sure you are careful about that. Write complete, grammatically correct sentences. Refrain from using emojis, text abbreviations like LOL or OMG, those kinds of things. It's not a text message, it's a discussion, and it's actually it's a formal piece of writing. Follow the conventions, capitalization, punctuation, correct spelling, those kinds of things. In your responses, and students struggle with this a lot, in your responses, you want to follow the directions in the prompt. For example, it might say you need to respond to one student's post, so you only need one response post. Standard expectation is at least two, but you will find variations in that. So standard is two, but you need to make sure you watch the directions for that. Your responses should be substantive, meaning informative, and they should include more than I agree or I disagree, and then a restatement of what the student just said. That just one sentence, I agree or disagree, and then repeating what the student said is not substantive. It is not informative. It's your opinion, and that's fine. If you want to say I agree with, and then have a restatement of what the student said, perfectly fine. But then you need to add factual information that you learned, what you thought was interesting, anything that extends the conversation. Anything like a website that you found or a video that you liked, those kinds of things go a long way. If you're unsure about the expectations for responses, read some of mine. Mine are not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect by any means, but it's they're modeled for what I'm looking for. I try to make sure that they're all grammatically correct, that all there's no spelling errors or anything like that, and I try to make sure that I add information that I might have known, or that or videos that might give you more information to make it more interesting. I add websites, and you certainly don't have to go to that much work in all your posts, but if you have something that you want to offer, that's a great idea. Just so that you'll know, I don't respond to everyone's post in every discussion. There's a lot of research out there that the instructor should not be involved in discussions so much. These discussions are for students, and students are basically leading the discussions. Now, I do respond. There's information that I need to get out there, and so I will respond to different students' posts in every discussion. I rotate through the term. I go to a great deal of trouble to keep records of who I've responded to and who I need to respond to, so that eventually I get around to responding to everyone's original post, and usually it's multiple times in a term. So, you know, I don't want you to think I'm not reading. I am reading, but I don't respond because I don't want to take the conversation over. It's not mine, it's for you guys. And so y'all are perfectly capable of holding a discussion without all of, you know, my input, although I do need to interject information that you might not have thought about or that you didn't know. And so I do add to the conversations. But don't be offended if I don't respond to every student's post in every discussion, because I don't want to dominate. So I hope that helps a little bit. If you have questions about discussions, please let me know. I am more than happy to, and I will also add feedback in the discussion grades. And there is also a rubric for the discussions, so in the course. So I hope that helps. And if you have any questions at all, just let me know. Thanks.